Hello YouTube, I am back to do another DoorDash rant, honey. So, it's a case of an ironic situation, and I got two videos concerning this over my most prosperous weekend. This is my first time since I've been doing DoorDash. I've been doing DoorDash since the first week of September. We're now the second week of November, so 6 weeks I've been doing DoorDash, and I have crossed the $200 in a week mark, and I am now averaging $17.55 an hour. On November 11th, I made more money in one day than I did on Halloween. I made $67, working approximately 4 hours, I believe. So that comes up to, let me see, a little bit over $16 an hour, about $16.50 an hour. So I'm right in that $16, $17-ish hour category. And I'm now going to repeat customers. I'm going to more businesses, delivering to this business, delivering to this house, delivering to Fort Bragg. I've encountered every type of situation, and there's still some to come. I've nearly crashed my car driving in the midst of a darn rainstorm warning, a flood warning. My windows fogged up on me and everything. I'm wiping with the mask because my behind couldn't figure out the defrost button. I'm encouraging myself to drive more at nighttime, which is still somewhat dangerous for me in certain areas, especially me being a girl by myself in the deep south, honey. And then, messing around on base, honey, going into them dark areas. Oh, child. But anyways, this is about the McDonald's. One tried me and the other one rectified it. So, McDonald's on the Merc, baby. Yeah, I'm name dropping addresses and all. Technically, it's on Pamela Drive. But, honey, you on the corner of Murkison Road, honey. I want people to know this specific McDonald's. Specifically. And the bullshit that y'all had going on with me being from DoorDash. I've done been to this McDonald's a couple times before, and I didn't have no problems. I guess it wasn't until they implemented this darn on side thing that's where I'm noticing the hecticness come in. Cause this used to be the McDonald's that didn't do that. The McDonald's on the Merc, you drive to the second window, you gave they rented. You reiterated the code number because you don't say the customer's name with McDonald's. You say the code number, the last 3 digits. They hand you the food. You look at the receipt. That's the one thing I like about McDonald's versus other places such as Crown's Fried Chicken, which, is proprietary here in North Carolina. They don't like to give us the receipt, but, they still give us good customer service, so I won't give them too much. At least the one on Murkison Road. Now, I don't know if the one in Spring Lake I think that's closed down, and then they got one on Ramsey Street. I have not gotten the order to go to the one on Ramsey Street yet. I've only dealt with the one on Murkison Road. But the McDonald's offered the Merc, baby. Honey, they tried me. I went through, got to the second window. They told me to pull to the side. I said, oh shoot, now they implementing this. And it's been hit or miss with the other ones where I've gone to the one on Bragg Boulevard. I've gone to both McDonald's on the Ramsey Street closest to, actually just in front of the Millamont College, and then I went to the McDonald's way further down. I've been to McDonald's in Fort Bragg, so I'm familiar with the McDonald's in the Fayetteville area. So, and each one have their issues and stuff, but ultimately I'm in and out. But this day, I'm waiting 5, 6, 7 minutes. I said, okay. I don't get real irritated. And I'm very patient. 10-minute mark hit. Past the darn pickup time. Now, you're going into, okay, I'm not going to be on time from this order, and you're driving my early delivery rate down. So now I'm irritated because if you're 10 minutes late, I know with my driving skills and stuff and where the house is at, I can still get there early. But once you pass 10 minutes, now you're making it where I can't get there on time. And thankfully, DoorDash does give us an extra 5-minute window past the delivery time where it still counts on time. But after that, you lose the on time delivery. 20 minutes pass by. Now this is where I'm pissed off because The person went out the door and came to my car not once, not twice, but 3 times with somebody else's order. And I had to keep iterating that I'm from I said, is this the DoorDash order? Because first he came to me with a small Happy Meal, and I'm looking on my app, I'm like, okay, this person did not request for a Happy Meal. They requested for everything else but a Happy Meal. I got a $30-some order. Why is you coming to my car with a darn on $5 Happy Meal and that's it? It's beyond me. By the 3rd time, he gets to smiling at me, and now I'm irritated because it's like, what are you smiling for? I'm now waiting here at 25 minutes at this point, past the pickup time. And you say, am I on the DoorDash order? You say yes, and then this what killed me. You darn gonna deliver to the car that came after me. So now I'm wondering what in the hell really going on. Now, I could have understood that they was backed up quite a bit. And I wasn't tripping when they was delivering to every car but mine and came to my car a couple times by accident. But now you done gotten somebody else in that came after me. I said, okay, maybe they had, this order or whatever. And, this person, I'm looking at my app, I said, okay, this person did request such and such. They might have to drop. And I'm trying to think about it from the restaurant point of view. Because y'all know I used to work for Chick-fil-A. So I understand how somebody else can get their order ahead of somebody that ordered before them. Because it's like if you had a specialty order that has to be dropped fresh. And we just ran out. We got the darn on account for the time to cook it. And then serve it. Okay. But my thing is this. At McDonald's, y'all are not darn on serving no fresh food. Y'all are not serving nothing that requires anything more than a 10-minute cook time, if that. Hell, fries takes about 2 minutes to cook. The burgers take about 2-3 minutes and maybe a minute to make at best. And once again, I know this from working at Chick-fil-A, how to do the wrap techniques and everything. It's similar with McDonald's. So you're not doing nothing that requires an extensive cooking time. You're not the cookout. You're not making fresh hamburger from scratch. So I'm trying to, you're not having to drop nothing that is fresh. So I'm trying to figure out, and then your burgers are pre-made. You're dropping them on the darn on thing. So I'm trying to figure out why, with my order, the second car that pulled up next to me got their order before mine. Now I'm ready to get out the car and whoop his ass. Because he looked back at me the second time. And darn gave me a smile. And I'm like, okay. And y'all know I am patient to a fault. Like I said, most people would not have waited that long. At the 20-minute mark, I'm contacting the customer, telling them that there's going to be a delay. I'm trying my best to hold out on, I'm going to stick and wait for the order, but it's not due to me. Because, sometimes the customer don't know that it's not you. So I always make sure to specify that I'm waiting on the order. So, when it comes time to give me my stars, because just like we can darn go and complain about the customer can complain about us. If we're late and we're lollygagging, or we went to the totally wrong address, that reflects poorly on us. And the customer can give us a bad rating, and too much of a bad rating could deactivate us. So when situations like this happens, I always send a courtesy email, or if it was a regular phone, I call the customer up and tell them the situation that I'm actually still waiting at the restaurant. That way, when the customer gets pissed off, they know to get pissed off at the McDonald's. They ain't getting pissed off at me because I'm still waiting on the order. I'm only held liable after the order is in my hand. Now, if you see on the app that I'm moving around, because they can also see when we're driving within route to their house. If you see that I'm late based off of me driving to your house, then you can complain about me. But if you see that I'm still parked here at the McDonald's, honey, your situation is with McDonald's, not myself. So I held on to a half hour. And after a half hour, nobody's came out and told me why I'm still waiting. Why is customers still coming after me, getting their orders before me? And at this point, it ain't nothing in McDonald's that needs to be cooked from scratch that takes a half hour long. You're not darn gonna put no filet mignon on the darn on the grill. You're not darn gone. I mean, you're not serving up no darn gone fresh food or anything for me to be waiting a half hour. You're not darn gone a Chinese restaurant. Hell, even the pizza place can darn gonna whip up a pizza from dough, put the sauce on it and cheese, and now we're gonna have it ready by this time. A half hour and I'm still not gotten my order yet, and people is getting, and then it's not like they forgot about me, cause the old dude keeps coming out and darn gonna peeking at my car with a little smirk on his face, and little do he know I'm about that life, honey. It's like you don't let this darn gonna cute darn gonna institution face fool you, honey. I'm about to lose my job. You about to lose your job. Get into this dance. You about to lose your job. But before I lost my job, what I did was I finally went into that unassigned and darn unassigned the order and darn kept it pushing down the street. And en route to Ramsey Street, guess what I got an order from? McDonald's. But this time it was the McDonald's on Ramsey Street. Now the first order that I was waiting on was a $7 order, which I waited a half hour and I unassigned it, so I did not get paid. $8 for this order. I said, okay, here we go again. But I said, I'm not going to judge this McDonald's by this ratchetness on Pamela Drive / Murkison Road. So let's see how they darn gonna act. And sure enough, I gave them my code number through the thing. They told me to roll up to the second window. And guess what? They darn gonna hand it to me from the second one. Now this is normally the darn gonna McDonald's that tells me to pull to the side and I wait about 5 minutes. I already know that I'm gonna be waiting about 5-6 minutes with them, not no half hour. But to my surprise, they actually handed my darn gonna order to them through the window, honey. I guess they already somewhat sensed the frustration I done had with the last order. So yeah, needless to say, one darn gone McDonald's had me about ready to throw hands. And I was about to darn gonna play the theme song, Diva about to lose her job. Diva about to lose her job because she throwing these hands. What? Diva about to lose her. Honey, Diva was about to throw some hands at the Murkison Road darn gone. A darn gone Mickey D's, honey. Because like I said, they was really trying it. I mean, you smiling in my face while you handing a fresh hot meal to the darn next car that ordered after me. And I ain't talking about like the car that ordered just right after me. Like this car, the second car done ordered, came in like 10 minutes later. So it's like, why is a car that done came in 10 minutes after me none got they darn order before me? And that's what I don't like when it comes to how they treat us door dashers. Because it's like, I think it's a little bit of jealousy because your trifling ass is only getting paid $8 an hour for flipping burgers at McDonald's, and you know I can make more than that in 15 minutes. So I think some of the girls spite us door dashers with this bullshit because y'all having to deal with the customers and all this directly. Y'all got to mop up and all that at night, honey. Trust me, I've been there. I just got finished coming from darn gone Chick-fil-A where I had to almost mollywop a catfish looking bitch for darn gone stressing me out behind. The reason why I worked in the back so I didn't have to deal with the people in the front. And Lord knows I got to deal with you back here. And in the midst of this COVID protocol now, this bullshit. Shortness of breath. I'm working near the fry station and they're turning around doing nuggets and all this and I got to deal with you. Honey, I understand the struggle. And now I was making $9.25 an hour. But guess what? I understand y'all in y'all feelings, but honey, I'm wondering, do they not know that still reflects poorly on their establishment? Because it's like when the customer realizes that you're treating them differently because of the way because you have some enviousness. I can't speak today, y'all. But you have some envy for the door dashers. They don't look good on your establishment. That don't. And y'all got to, excuse me for sounding a little bit out of it. I do have like 100-degree fever. My nose has been running all day. So I've been drained. I have not even gotten out of the house today because of this 100-degree fever. So, and then You know, amongst other things. So, yeah. Just a bad week. But like I said, I did make my first $200 within a week. So that's good. Only for me to pay this $150 to darn on Genesis credit. For this darn on teeth, honey. Shout out to my darn on new rack of teeth, honey. They got the... And then that's another thing. This new job, I'm supposed to have been starting the job today with wine.com, but I got a notification Friday. They're going to either push us back to next week, and we're going to be working through the week of Thanksgiving. Well, off Thanksgiving, but going to be working on Black Friday. Or we're going to, well, training on Black Friday. Because we create our own hours within the hours of operation. Or option number 2. We start on the 30th and we end on the 4th. But the thing is, the 30th is within both of those reschedules, whether they set us for the 23rd or the 30th. I had a dentist appointment to get this porcelain crown because this is a temporary porcelain crown. So now I had to reschedule for the 7th of December. So now y'all messing up with my medical schedule. Like, so it's been a lot going on, like with this dental health, with me trying to get this hair together, prepping to start the transition at the beginning of the year, while still house searching, working up the courage to get back on the phones with this insurance, and trying to get myself psyched to get back to doing aesthetics full time. The last thing I needed is envious hourly restaurant employees to be jealous about me setting my own hours and averaging twice as much money that they make with me doing DoorDash. With me not having to be micromanaged by a manager. With me not having to clean up nothing at the end of the night except, you know, tidy up my car a little bit. That's it. But yeah, I noticed this is a trend with some stores where they will serve some of the customers. I've noticed this at like Subway. I've noticed this at Burger King. Not necessarily the 3 stars and up restaurants like Olive Garden and the Habitat Burger and stuff. They already have our stuff prepared. Well, usually. And that's about to go into my second rant with the other store, honey. But McDonald's really outdid their sales with this one. Having me purposely wait a half hour and I still didn't get my order. A half hour. Y'all didn't even get so much as think to come to my car and say, well, we know you waiting, but there was an issue. Like, even that would have went a long way. If you would have told me there's something was going on where, you know, something reasonable why I'm waiting, I wouldn't be irritated. But the fact that you purposely annoyed me, and you see that I'm trying to wave you down, and you sashaying back in the store, the other customers now picking up on this shit. Because, especially the second woman, because she seen my car parked before hers, and she know I was over it when I'm turning around trying to get his attention, and she see that she got her order before me. But little do she know I've been waiting even longer than what she think I've been waiting. She probably thought I've been waiting 5 or 6 minutes. Little do she know I've been waiting about a half hour at this point. And like I said, at no point in time did anybody at that Murchison Road McDonald's / Pamela Drive ever knocked on my window and told me about why am I waiting on a customer's order. So, needless to say, the McDonald's on Murchison Road has made DivaWuan's ban list. Yes, DivaWuan got a ban list of places that I won't go to. And right now, it's just on one hand. With the bullshit that happened at the Bojangles, I won't go to Bojangles. I won't go to Wendy's because the white bitch that worked there at the Wendy's on Ramsey Street had an attitude because the app glitched on me mid-order, and I made a mistake and, you know, didn't think the customer had a drink, and then it popped up later. Those stuff do happen to us. And then in the midst of me checking out, honey, why did darn-on DoorDash try to send me another darn-on add-on order for the exact Wendy's? And by this time, 10 cars done wrapped around, so either one or two things was going to happen. If the darn girl was being nice to me, she would have darn took my order right then with the add-on order. And I could have just waited off to the side. Or option number 2, which this funky bitch would have probably done, was to send me all the way around and have me waiting until all those 10 cars got served first. And then I'll be running late for both orders. So certain add-on orders are not worth it. Because it's like, she would have been the type that would have sent me all the way back around for the darn order. To darn pray, because I got the prepaid with my card at the Wendy's. And by the time I would have did that, I would have been running extremely late for the first order. And once again, my customer rating would have gone down. The customer would have been upset. The food would have been running cold because I already got the first food. And the time that it would have took for me to wait and all that, the first person's food would have been extremely cold. So sometimes in situations like that, it just pays not to do add-on orders. Now, if they catch me before I go in the store, or if I'm going in the store for the order, okay, I would do it. Or, you know, before I get to the store, they add on the order. That's fine. But if I'm already done got the order and I'm about to head out and it's drive-through only, I'm not about to take that add-on order. But one thing I'm not about to take is no bullshit from these stores either. I'm not. So once again, the Bojangles has made my darn ban list. The Wendy's on Ramsey Street. So it's the Bojangles on Ramsey Street, the Wendy's on Ramsey Street, and the McDonald's off of on Pamely Drive off of Murchison Road. Those are my 3 stores that have made DivaWuan's ban list. So I hope y'all enjoyed this little rant, because I sure did not enjoy the experience, but I'm glad to finally get this off my chest. Like I said, on good notes though, in spite of this bullshit, I did make my most prosperous week ever in DoorDash, with making over $200 working 17 hours in 1 week. Which is why some of these hating ass hoes at the McDonald's felt some type of way, because they know the potential that us DoorDashers make. But guess what? We're still thriving, boo, over here. We're still thriving. And if you come across this video, read in between the darn lines. And on that note, I will see y'all soon with more videos. Feel free to like, share to McDonald's if you want to. And I will see y'all soon with more videos. Mwah.